Yo, what is going on, guys? Trade recap today. We've got 4 trades to go over. Most trade recaps now are going to be longer ones because we're going to go over the trade recap, the price action, if I took anything, if I didn't, why, off the Asia session from the day before. So last night's, I guess you could say this morning's, it was at 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. Asia session. Then we're also going to go over the New York session as well. So the first trade I took was this banger during Asia. I missed the primary move that I actually really wanted to take. So I looked for a re-entry and we hit a 1 to 14 risk to reward. Now, this setup was so good because we had this 4-hour bearish rejection block. I wanted to see a tap of the CE and then we short to rebalance this new day opening gap because we formed a very big new day opening gap. We hit the CE of the 4-hour rejection block. We then made a 30-minute rejection block of it. And then we came up, if we mark out with our OTE tool, we came up, just edged the CE. I always put my limit a few points below the CE anyways. Then for even more extra confluence, we came and retested it again and then dumped. However, I hesitated and did not set my limit at the CE, so I missed out on an extra like 10R on the trade. But I knew this was going to play out, so I was just waiting for a extra entry to get in on this position. I did not take any 1 minutes because it's not as high confluence. So I waited for a 5 minute. What I did take was this. We came up and tapped into a 5 minute imbalance. We swept some liquidity. We made a 3 minute rejection block. We then set a limit at the CE of the rejection block, stops a point above just in case we get a resweep. We got tagged in at the CE and dumped straight down to the new day opening gap. Super clean setup. We made $800 on that trade, so super happy with that one. Then the next trade was on NQ, which was actually kind of accidental, I'm not going to lie. It was the same setup, but it just happened delayed on NQ. So we had a 4-hour rejection block. We came up and hit CE, got a manipulation below, filling this gap. We then came back up to it, retesting it. I had a limit order set on the CE of this rejection block, 20-point stop. And then we got tapped in and then dumped for a 1 to 6.5 RR trade. This made me 1.5k. So we was up, I think, 2.4k. And then we actually did pass the pro eval. We're now funded on the pro account, which is nice to see, obviously. Now, moving on to New York session, I've got a few things I want to say, a few things I want to go over. So I did stick to taking nothing but higher time frame, good, clean setups, but I should also be able to adapt sometimes when I see that price action might not be so good. But overall, the 2 trades that I tried to take today, I got reswept and then they went to full TP right afterwards. So I had the right idea about them. There was just a small tweak to make them better. And I know exactly what that could have been in both my scenarios. So I saw us manipulate up with market open. I wanted to get an entry for longs off of this 30-minute imbalance because this was what made me completely see that I wanted to see longs at this point in time. If you mark out from the low to the high here, you can see that 30-minute FVG perfectly aligns with OTE. If you then mark out the manipulation that we had here, you can see it also aligns within OTE in this range as well. So we was in an optimal price entry point to look for longs. So I wanted to look for a rejection block to form out of this 30-minute gap. And we came down, tapped it. We created this beautiful bullish rejection block. We sat within OTE. We came down, retested it, I unfortunately got stopped out. There was no way of avoiding this. Got stopped out, and then it went straight to full TP for a 1-7 risk to reward. Now, how I could have improved though was this. We had a 30-minute rejection block below, which was also a 1-hour rejection block below. Now, if we then use our OTE tool, I don't think he was actually inside of OTE, but it was still a valid trade. I mean, 0.79 was, so this was definitely the play because it's the bottom of the entire range. We're in OTE on all time frames and all zones. What I should have done was set a limit at 0.79, put a 20-point stop below CE, and then target 930 the highs. This would have hit for a 1-8 risk to reward. Now, again, the pattern that I keep finding when I lose positions like this is that there's always a higher time frame alternative, either above or below my position, that would have and should have got hit. Then it reacts from that rather than the one before. If there's a 1-hour rejection block below, why do I take a 30-minute FVG? Just wait for this. I lost 170 on this trade, so not mad. I'm very happy I lost 170 to learn this lesson and see how clear it is. Because I've been seeing it so often, but especially today has proven to me just how important it is. So as well, similarly, this setup. We had a 30-minute bearish rejection block. We manipulated away from 10 a.m. without retesting it. So I wanted to see shorts. We had London low below. We had to completely fill the 30-minute. We had low resistance below. There was lots of draws below for us to target. So when we came up and tapped into this 30-minute rejection block, I saw this 3-minute rejection block form. I then limited the CE of it with a 10-point stop, and then it just ripped through and stopped me out straight away. But what I should have done, high time frame holds higher power, I should have just limited the CE of the 30-minute rejection block with a 10-point stop, and then target the recent draw of liquidity for break even, and then a 1-6 risk to reward for full TP. It even went to a 1-8, but even say a 1-7 for full TP. As you can see, we would have got filled in right here and then dump straight to full TP. So some pointers for me to take away from today. Always, when I'm trying to look for a setup, is there anything higher time frame, or higher confluence above or below that I could take that would look better? If so, wait for that. If it doesn't fill me in, fine. I only want to wait on the best, highest confluence trades. So, still good day. We made 2K today. Down a little bit on the Apex funded, but we passed the Lucid. Hopefully going to try get this Apex out of drawdown though, because we are at 49.1. Not too happy about that, but we can bring it back. And yeah, when we get this Apex to break even, we'll start trading on the Lucid. And we'll see what price has to bring. Not going to be forcing any more setups as well, because August price action is known to not be too good. So yeah, we'll see what Asia does tonight. See what New York does tomorrow. It's a Friday tomorrow. Not expecting too much. See you guys tomorrow.